Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to the podcast. I've got a fantastic guest for the female entrepreneurs out there in the audience listening or watching, Kaylea Van Arsdale. And she is an entrepreneur and she inspires women to build their dream businesses and lives. And so, for anybody interested in overcoming challenges as a mom, entrepreneur, starting over, divorce, and how to scale businesses with courses, communities, and mastermind. And Kaylea is the guest for today. She's got 14 years of experience, and I'm really happy to have her on and pick her brain. Kaylea, welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I really love what I do.
Uh,
It's what drives me and fuels me. And it's a privilege to be able to share my story with your audience today.
yeah. And to kick it off, talk about your journey and your story and your background, then we'll dive into the conversation.
Yeah, so I have a really hard story in that I did not have a great start. I came from a lot of abuse, and it really shaped the mindset I had and what I went after in my early adulthood. And eventually there's just this snap that was like, I deserve more
Mm,
and I need to do better and think of myself more worthy. And I got out of a really tough situation,
mm,
really focused on what I wanted in life and just went from there and built my life, rebuilt it from the ground up.
mhm.
And now I have a six-figure business. I run the operations for multiple seven-figure businesses.
Uh-huh.
And I'm, like, constantly pushing to help other people get out of the lives that they don't want and actually build that successful life and business.
Yeah. Yeah. Really interesting. And diving in, we'll talk about is a lot of female entrepreneurs in the audience. They struggled a lot. And what are the mindsets for breaking free and starting over and going from a low vibrational state to a higher vibrational state?
Yeah, first you gotta realize those dreams, they're not just like this big old fantasy that doesn't exist, and they're completely obtainable. And once you realize, okay, if it's completely obtainable, other people have obtained this dream of that I have, why can't I? And usually the why can't I is that negative thought that's been telling you can't for years, telling
Oh,
you to sit down, to be quiet, telling you that the competition is better, so why even try?
yeah.
And eventually you get to a point where you have to decide, is that voice telling you the truth? And
Yeah.
if it's not telling you the truth, why are you accepting it as the truth? If
Yeah.
it's not the truth, push forward anyway, in
Mm,
spite of the fear, in spite of the negative words that are telling you can't do it. Instead, go, okay, want to bet? I'll show you I can do it. I am worth this. And yeah, there's going to be so many obstacles put in your way, so many distractions that are there to keep you living small, to keep you away from that dream life. It'll distract you by being like, oh, look at this pretty shiny object and it's paid you $10,000 and I'm distracting you away from your dream life over here. And if you had kept on your path, ignored that distraction, remained on your journey, focused on what you really wanted, you could have gotten to that dream life at that business that got you $100,000
mm,
instead of the $10,000 distraction you got. And the years it's keeping you held back because you think that $10,000 is all I'm worth. I can't do better than that. So I'm going to maintain the status quo of maybe I make $10,000 a year, a month, or we start to challenge that and go, maybe I am worth having a six-figure, seven-figure business. Maybe I am worth having a relationship that is thriving and healthy. And
mhm.
then actually focusing and moving toward that instead of the shiny objects.
Interesting. And a follow-up question I have for you is how do you, like the individuals in the audience listening, and they are a lot of them are like doctors, lawyers, women entrepreneurs, and they struggle with guilt, shame, setting boundaries, imposter syndrome. And so how did you navigate setting boundaries after years of not having them?
That was the first thing that I did.
Yeah.
Actually realizing, okay, what do I want? Who is that person that already has that? And what do I
Yeah.
need? Who do I need to become to be that person that already has what I want? I know I'm going to have to make changes because the me right now isn't at that level. So once I started to realize, okay, I need to make changes to myself, it included that person doesn't allow people to speak negatively to her in her relationships.
Yeah.
That person doesn't condone being yelled at. That person doesn't go along with clients because it's quick money. They go along with the clients that really fuel their passions and really
Yeah.
drive their impact. And in order to do that, I needed those boundaries that I did not have, didn't have them. So I started to set, I'm like, okay, I will not accept this and this in my life. And then communicate that to
Mm.
everybody around me and make it really clear. Like all of my romantic dates after I left my abusive ex, it was very clear this is what I'm wanting out of life and out of a relationship. Can
Mhm.
you get on board with that? If not, okay, that's fine. Not everyone's a perfect fit. Not every client is a perfect client for your business. Not
Mhm.
every romantic person is it's fine. And to understand that if they don't fit that, you don't give way and settle. We
Mhm.
don't get distracted by the shiny, "Oh, they've got these qualities over here." We remain focused. And by remaining focused, we're able to find what
Mm.
actually checks all of the boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, really interesting. And how do you deal with the initial, because when you're setting boundaries and pre-boundary, you invite a lot of negativity, could be situation, experience, circumstance, could be people. And then once you set these boundaries, those people they disappear, and then basically you're left to fill that. And so that initial period of is that void. How do you navigate that void initially, before the good stuff starts to come back to you?
Yeah, seek the good stuff because it's abundant and it's all around you. It really is. There are so
Mm.
many different places. You can go on Facebook groups if you don't
Yeah.
have a support network within your own personal life or your family structure. For
Yeah.
me, I had my mother that I could rely on, and we really were able to get me out of that negative space and into a space of abundance and where I could build my dream life. But if I hadn't have had her, I still would have sought out support, just people who understand what I'm going through. And I do the same in business today. In every level, you need to surround yourself with people who are at the level above you
Yeah.
and occupy that space. Take up that space at that seat of the table with the geniuses that you surrounded yourself around, the positive people, and really soak it up and spread it around. It's like this give and take. But you can seek out these positive, supportive mentor people at every stage in your journey. By accepting that, you're really encouraging yourself to continue to grow. Whereas if we accept the negative people and we keep those in our lives, we're not leaving open that space for us to bring in the positive people.
Yeah.
And don't wait on that. I wouldn't say they're just gonna show up at your door like, "Hey, I'm the person here to fill that space." You're gonna have to go out and find it, but it's you can find it.
Yeah. And so a follow-up question I have for you is, because you started over, and talk about what is the best way if people are listening to this and they want to scale businesses with courses, communities, and masterminds, how would they do that?
Yeah, so I love courses. Education has been in my soul since I was 6 years old, writing on my bedroom walls as my chalkboard, much to my mother's disgust.
Yeah. Huh.
But I come from it from an educational standpoint. So when we build courses, we always want to focus on what problem are we solving, for who are we solving it,
Mhm.
and then the actual outcome. What are they going to get out of it?
Mhm.
Once we figure out like what they should come out of this with, what kind of knowledge or skills they should have leaving the course, then we build the course around actually testing that. How can we test that they have these skills that I've promised them? Okay,
Mhm.
now I know how I'm going to test it. I need to create materials that support them being able to get to the level where they can pass that test.
Mhm.
And
Mm,
that's where we start creating the little lessons, the courses, the handouts. And a big component of this is actually understanding that there are so many different learning styles. There's multiple learning intelligences and actually hitting those, going for the
mhm.
visual component, the videos.
Yeah.
Maybe have the audio component where they can just download the audio side of your lesson. Having handouts and transcripts so people who are more just focused on learning through words can do it that way. Having
Mhm,
hands-on activities for the kinesthetic learners as well, and just making sure that we're as accessible as possible, adding captions, making it super easy to navigate so people don't feel frustrated by trying to figure out the technology behind trying to access your course. And so once you build like the actual lessons, the course, you put it up on your site, then you have to go and market it.
mhm. Interesting. Yeah. And what about how about you wanna take a course, and then how about creating and scaling a community?
Yeah. So once you've created the course, you can use this course in multiple ways. You could just use it as a freebie maggot. Hey, come on, get on my list and I will send you emails. You can use it as components to your coaching program. So if you do one on one coaching, you could say, hey, a lot of physicians do peak performance coaching. So you
Mhm,
could talk to your executive clients and say, hey, as part of our coaching agreement, you get access to this course. You've already built it, it's no trouble for you. And usually it's something that you can create that saves you time, saves you frustration, gives your client clarity, and what you can do with that is you can also do it in a community where, hey, get into my community. As being a part of the community, you get access to this course. And you can have that course access while you're a part of the community, or you can set it where they only have access for a specific amount of days. So it really encourages them to get in there, do
mhm,
the work, because otherwise they may sit there and let it just sit. They're not going to go through it because they don't feel that push to go through it. Where I found great success with our clients in only giving them like 60-day access to the course and the recordings as well, so that they have to get in there. You have to apply it because we want to see the outcome and the result from you as well.
mhm. Interesting. And with community, what is your number one tip or trick for creating a lot of vibrant, healthy community?
Yeah. So consistency and value. You just want to consistently provide value. And that can be in multiple forms. It really is up to you and your time and your bandwidth as well. And you can scale it. So you can start it small and then build it up. But being consistent where, hey, guys, once a month, we're going to do a live training that
Mm,
you get free access to. So it's a smaller free community. Or you can do a paid community where they may get that month training, but they also get weekly trainings as well, or weekly live office hours, Q&As with you. Find ways to engage them. And with that, you can do different posts that show, hey, what's your life like? People love to tell you what's going on in their lives. And so that builds a sense of camaraderie because their peers might start to see, "Oh, this person really loves horses, and I do too," and it means nothing towards the whole course thing, but it does towards the community building because they start to feel like, "Oh, we're connected, we have similar interests," and that is really powerful. Finding ways to reward. So positive reinforcement is huge with us. Like we want to find ways to encourage growth and encourage participation. So we do a bunch of different contests where they can earn different things, including money, free courses and credits to the classes as well, and merchandise also, so that they're going out wearing our shirts and our hats and essentially promoting, and they feel proud. They feel like, oh man, I'm a part of this community. And that spreads that kind of marketing without you really having to do anything extra because they're doing it for you. And if you want to take it a step up, find a way to do in-person events. So with a lot of my clients, we do quarterly in-person events for their community. So it's not too much for them. Oh, just
Mhm.
every quarter we get together, we talk about how the quarter went and our plans for the next one. We're really focused on growth and building that community. So we throw in fun like helicopter rides and
Mm.
VIP dinners and networking events. Like really try to create something that people are really proud to be a part of.
Interesting. And so what is for people that have a Facebook group or these types of communities, what are some daily practices that they can do to foster? Is it posting a thought or is it an article or just what are some techniques for fostering community engagement?
Yeah, so post the articles for sure because we have those different kind of learners, right? So we want to make sure that we recognize that beyond our course development, but in our marketing and in the value we provide. Some
Mm.
people really like the articles. Some people would prefer you get on a video and say, "Hey, this is what's going on in this article, and here's the article." So you've doubled it up. You've given them the article and the video, right? Sometimes you can take a video like the monthly live that you do in your group community. You
Mhm.
take that, you cut it up into little snippets and then throw that out onto social media and be like, look at what we talked about in our community today. And it's free. Go ahead and join if you want to. But try to provide as much value as you can. I go 5 to 1 on our value to sale. So 5 valuable posts to
Mhm.
one post that like really pushes some kind of sale or joining our group or whatever call to action we want to put forth. But you really want to show that you care
Mm.
about them. And a huge way to do that, and I know a lot of people are really uncomfortable with it, is go live on Facebook every day. We've had clients that did it every day for a year and now they're just super comfortable getting behind the camera.
Mhm.
I find the more that I do it, the more comfortable I get, and the more comfortable you are, the more you draw in people because they go, "Oh, she's not freaking out, so I shouldn't be freaking out either."
Yeah. Interesting. And a question from the audience is with, for example, you have when you mentioned these lives, what is a in I'm seeing there's the audience is seeing, for example, there's a Telegram and there is WhatsApp. And then I know that Instagram now you have these kind of group messages and also in the Facebook community you can also have group chats. So which one is better to use? Is it like these kind of list serve chats or is it like a Facebook community? What is optimum?
It really depends on where your people are at. Your ideal avatar, your audience, where are they actually gathering? If it
Mhm.
is Facebook, then yeah, a Facebook group could be usable. Except the cons of the Facebook group is that there are so many different distractions within Facebook. You have
Mhm.
notifications popping up, you have all these navigation bars saying, "Hey, you can go click here and get into this group right now,"
Mhm.
instead of your group. And so it can be harder to get them to actually focus in on your group when it is Facebook. But
Mhm.
Facebook is a good outlet to get people like aware of you.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then you can like pull them in a little bit deeper. And
Mhm.
that's what you want to do. You want to get their email because you don't own Facebook, you don't own Instagram,
Mhm.
you don't
Mhm.
own any of that. You don't own their contact information from it. And at any moment, they can just be like, we decided to close shop. We're done
Yeah.
or we've crashed and the only way you can communicate with your whole audience is through TikTok and we've now been banned in your country. There's things like that, but if you had their emails, then
Mhm.
you own that contact information and then you can continue to market to them through email marketing where you can send videos, you can send texts, you can send pictures, get really creative with that. I personally am a huge fan of Kajabi, but that's where I house my course and my community. And they are a little bit higher on like fees and whatnot. They're like $200 a month, I think. But you could start on WordPress. It's
Mhm.
a really cheap website builder, and they have third-party apps that allow you to build communities on there as well. Or potentially using something like Discord, where you can create a specific private chat. In Kajabi, there is that chat function. In WordPress, you have the ability to create a chat function as well. So you're not limited. to where you can go. And the options are endless.
Hmm.
It's just figuring out, where are my people? They're not always on Facebook. I've had clients where their people are absolutely not on Facebook, and we ask them, "Hey, come join this Facebook group." They grumbled. They're like, "No, thank you. I don't want a Facebook thing."
Hmm.
That's when we had to find what works for them too. If you need, poll your audience and find what they say. They might tell you, "Hey, I spend most of my time on Instagram. I know you see me on Facebook, but I'm on Instagram." And then you
Interesting.
can pivot your strategy based off of where they're actually at.
Interesting. And the follow-up question I have is, for example, like Substack and like ConvertKit now they have like subscription, and it's not like a community per se, but it's like a subscription to a newspaper or that. I'm just curious if someone had no experience and they don't know where the people are, like should they go on Patreon or Substack, or if they have an existing Facebook community but it's just been there, they haven't really nurtured it. Like what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so you can do client avatar research and figure out, where are my people at? We could go and look up on Facebook groups and type in our keywords. Are there a lot of Facebook groups that are in our niche?
Yeah.
If not, we can see, there might not be that much need for it. But if I see woman entrepreneur and
Uh-huh.
there's a ton of Facebook groups, I know, okay, there's a lot of women entrepreneurs on Facebook. So maybe I should do something here.
Yeah.
Whereas if I type something else in, LinkedIn, and I get a lot of responses back on that, I might be like, "Oh, they're really active here and not on Facebook or Instagram. So I should direct my focus into one place and definitely try and get that email so that you can
Mm-hmm.
actually market them, because that's what we want, their actual email. But you can also do something super easy. It's a big thing. I love it right now. If you're not using AI, then you are falling behind, because it's here, it's not going anywhere. I absolutely suggest using it ethically. We're not here trying to copy people's work. What you get from Chat GPT does need work to make it more you and personable. But you
Hmm.
could go to Chat GPT and say, "Here is my ideal avatar," and actually describe this person. Who are they? What do they do throughout the day? What are their problems? And say, based off this, what companies align with what I already provide? Where are they posting? And then you can see, oh, I'm going to go actually look at my competitors and see, oh, my competitor who does this exact thing is posting way more on Instagram than they are on Facebook, and they're way more successful than me. Why am I going to try to create something new when I know that obviously what works for them is drawing in my ideal audience? If I do it and put my unique twist on it, then it's gonna draw in those same people too. So
Mm.
look at where your people are at, where your competitors are at, what they're doing, what they're posting. Start to actually analyze, hey, this post that they did performed really well. And it didn't take, it was like a 5-second video. I can do that. And then create it and put it out there.
Yeah. Fascinating. I wish we had more time, man, because you have a lot. I was gonna ask you like how you got your skills and if there was one thing you could tell the audience. But to finish it out, how can people contact you, and if they wanted to learn more from you, especially given your experience, how could they do that?
Yeah, so you can contact me at managedbymagic.com. You can get a free call, and there's tons of resources there, including how to create a course, how to create a quiz. And yeah, I'm always active, always trying to tell you, here's the valuable stuff that you need to know about growing your business. So yeah,
Yeah,
follow along.
excellent. Thanks so much, and keep up the great work and very inspiring journey.
Thank you.